You can dream for years. You can plan meticulously. You can envision your perfect life down to every last detail. But until you make the decision to change yourself, your mindset, your habits, your beliefs, nothing in your life will move. This is the truth that many ignore, and it's the reason why so many people stay stuck in the same place for years, hoping that something external will come along and rescue them from their reality. They're waiting to feel ready, waiting for motivation, waiting for permission. You don't become fit by reading about fitness. You don't become confident by watching others talk about confidence. You grow by doing. By putting yourself into uncomfortable situations and staying there long enough to adapt. By pushing past the fear. By doing the thing you least want to do over and over, until it no longer controls you. They get fired up and burn out. They get inspired and then go back to their old patterns. If you want change to last, you have to learn to show up regardless of how you feel. Motivation is fleeting. Discipline is reliable, and the truth is, you will not always feel like it. You won't always be excited. That's when it matters most. What you do in the absence of motivation is what separates transformation from temporary hype. Do it tired. Do it uncertain. Do it afraid. But do it. You change by moving, by choosing differently, by deciding that the pain of staying the same is finally greater than the pain of transformation. Waiting for a life to get easier. But waiting is a trap. You will never be 100% ready. Letting go of the stories you've told yourself about what's possible. It asks you to confront the parts of yourself that you've ignored, suppressed, or excused. It asks you to take full responsibility for everything in your life, your results, your reactions, your relationships, your routines. That's not easy. It's not supposed to be, but it's worth it. Because when you stop trying to change everything else and you focus on changing yourself, that's when the world around you starts to respond differently. It doesn't happen overnight, but it begins. And once it begins, momentum builds, releasing the idea that you need someone else to fix it. Stop scrolling through other people's lives and start living your own. Get honest about the habits that are pulling you backward. Look in the mirror and ask, who am I becoming? Because every single day, you are either reinforcing the old or building the new. There is no neutral. You will never feel fully prepared. Life won't suddenly become less challenging. There is no right time. There is only now. And if you keep waiting for everything outside you to shift, you will be waiting for the rest of your life. You don't need another course, another podcast, another piece of advice. You need a decision, a real, no turning back decision to become the kind of person who doesn't just want change, but creates it. But the world doesn't change because we want it to. The world changes in response to who we become. The honest, sometimes uncomfortable truth is that nothing changes until you do. We live in a world where it's easy to shift blame. It's always someone else's fault. The system, the government, the company you work for, the people around you, your past. And yes, those things influence our lives, but they do not have the final say. You do every single day, with every thought you choose to believe and every action you choose to take. You're building your life, whether you realize it or not. Your current reality is the result of your repeated choices. It's the accumulation of the small things, the skipped workouts, the avoided conversations, the distractions, the late nights, the ignored opportunities. The excuses repeated just enough times to become your truth. And the sooner you own that, the sooner you gain the power to change it. So many people are stuck in the same cycle because they're waiting. There's this myth that if you just consume enough positive information, you'll be transformed. But knowledge doesn't create change, action does. And change doesn't come from adding more to your plate. It comes from subtraction, removing what no longer serves you. Growth is not convenient. It doesn't show up wrapped in comfort. It demands something from you. Most people don't fail because they're incapable. They fail because they're inconsistent. They stop and start. You can't wish your way to a better life. You can't shortcut the process. There is no elevator to growth, only stairs. And every step requires effort. Who showed up every day when it was hard? Who stopped waiting for permission and gave it to themselves? They looked at their situation and said, "I'm not staying here," and they meant it. They didn't just hope for better. They became better. And because they changed, everything else had no choice but to change too. Build consistency. Focus on progress, not perfection. Momentum is built through repetition, through commitment. Every action reinforces who you're becoming. Are you casting votes for growth or for stagnation? Willing to take one more step when it's easier to stop. Willing to be uncomfortable. Willing to believe that you're capable of more, even when you don't feel like it. Because growth doesn't require perfection. It requires intention. And if your intention is strong enough, your actions will follow. Are you choosing the hard thing now, so life gets easier later, or the easy thing now, knowing it leads to a harder life down the road? You are not defined by your past. You are not trapped by your mistakes. You are not limited by the opinions of others. You are free. Free to choose something new. Free to become someone better. Free to change. These are the questions most people avoid. But you are not most people. You're here, listening, because something in you is ready to break the cycle. Through deciding every single day to show up, even when you'd rather stay comfortable. And yes, it will take time. Yes, there will be setbacks. But if you stay the same, the cost is far greater. Regret is the real burden. Waking up a year from now and realizing nothing changed because you didn't. Every level demands a new version of you. That's why so many people never follow through. Because the moment discomfort kicks in, they retreat. If you believe you're unworthy, you will push away opportunities. Start acting like the person who already has the life you want. Wake up like they would. Work like they would. Speak, think, and move like they would. And as you do, something incredible starts to happen. Your environment begins to adapt to the new you. The people around you respond differently. Your energy attracts new circumstances. Because when you change, the vibration you send out into the world changes, and the world cannot help but respond in kind. If you think success is for other people, you'll unconsciously hold yourself back every time you get close. The key isn't just changing your behavior, it's changing how you see yourself. Who are you when no one's watching? What kind of standards do you hold for your own life? Because the world doesn't give you what you ask for. It gives you what you tolerate. And what you tolerate is a reflection of who you believe you are. But discomfort isn't your enemy, it's the cost of growth. It's the currency you pay to level up. Stop trying to avoid it. Embrace it. Let it be a signal that you're expanding. That you're finally pushing into territory that leads somewhere new. The people who create massive change in their lives are not the ones who had it easy. They're the ones who refused to give up. You will never outperform your identity if you see yourself as lazy. You will sabotage your progress. So if you want to shift your reality, shift your identity. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to be in motion. Start small. Every choice you make today is a vote for the future you want or against it. And that readiness matters more than you think. You don't need to be extraordinary to change. You just need to be willing. So wherever you are right now, whatever your story has been up to this point, just know this. It doesn't have to end here, but nothing changes until you do. And that decision, that power, it's been yours all along.